White boy, please come home. I miss you. Oh my god.
Jack Ringenberg Media.
Hey guys, welcome back to College Life Unscripted. As you can see, I'm alone today. Rihanna could not join us, unfortunately, so hopefully she'll be back next week. But busy schedule, so whatever. But today is kind of just more of like a kind of chill episode, because I'm going to be so honest. Jack Ringenberg Media doesn't know this. I'm really not feeling it today. Literally. I was on my way here and I was like, I don't know what to talk about. But Valentine's Day is coming up. So, figured I've mentioned a few of the little men that I've been with. So, figured I could talk about it a little bit more. Sorry if you guys see this. Oh well. So, Valentine's Day for love, for couples, whatever. That nasty bullshit. But last year for Valentine's Day, I did have a Valentine. It was great. I remember we were hanging out, and it was like a few weeks before, and we were laying in my bed, and I went, "Are you gonna ask me to be your fucking Valentine or not?" He goes, "You have no patience, do you?" And I was like, "Nope." And then he came to pick me up for dinner, and he got me flowers and a stuffed animal, which I still have. So, oh God. But yeah, those flowers were some of the cutest. They were roses, and I actually dried them out and kept them. And then later I set them on fire, so let that be how that be. But after that, we had kind of stopped talking. So it was nice while it lasted. And then over the summer, I kind of took that time to myself to kind of be with myself. I hung out with friends, just kind of did the normal. A lot of my friends from home were like, "Are you ever going to bring home a boy from Muncie? Are we ever going to meet like a Muncie guy?" And I was like, probably not. My friends from home have been up here and they're like, "Oh, is that so-and-so?" And I'm like, yeah, like that's them. But yeah, I don't, it's a difficult subject to talk about. But a lot of people are like, "Oh, Valentine's Day should be spent with your lover and you should be spending it going out to dinner and shit like that." Blech. Personally for Valentine's Day, it's a Saturday, so I'll probably be at work. But, I mean, low key, get off of work, go home, eat dinner, take a nice hot shower, get into bed, watch a movie. Valentine's Day will probably be about myself this year. So yeah. Based off of that, some advice that I have based on my experiences, don't be fucking crazy. What I noticed a lot during my experience with my Valentine from last year is that I kind of was a little crazy. Asking to hang out all the time. I don't know why the fuck I did that. Obviously, after we had ended things, I kind of realized I was like, wow, that was... I literally looked like fucking crazy. Not fucking crazy of pulling up on somebody's location, because I don't fucking do that. That's just too much for me. More like, "Oh, you haven't texted me in an hour, like, what the fuck?" But at the same time, I had came from my small little hometown where I liked the same guy for 4 years all through high school, and it was very, "I like you," and showing me that he wanted to be with me, and then shutting me down and calling me fucking annoying, and then doing the same thing over and over again every 4 months. So after a while, it low-key got kind of tiring, and then at the end of my senior year, I was like, fuck this, I'm not doing this shit to myself anymore. I came to Muncie, and then It's actually where I started dating my first boyfriend. Hey. He thought I was fucking crazy because, God forbid, he hurt my feelings and I say something about it. But there are some situations where I'm like, damn, maybe I shouldn't have done that because it was fucking crazy. Which are... Okay, I'll admit it. I stood outside of his dorm room window and screamed at him from the ground because I was like, oh, you think I'm fucking crazy? I am fucking crazy. Oh my God, I can't believe my roommate brings that up all the time and I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking crazy. But again, not crazy enough to drive 45 minutes to pull up on somebody's location. Not fucking crazy enough. I will never do that. I can see your location, you can see mine. I'm not gonna fucking do anything about it. Don't fucking care. So, yeah. So don't be crazy. Don't be, like, super, like, we should hang out. We should do this. We should go do this. Because I did that a lot. And look where it got me. So now I'm just kind of like, we can hang out if you want. Like, you know, I'm always down to hang out. But if you don't want to, I'm not. Low-key, the hangout consists of me sitting on the floor or laying in my bed and you sitting in the chair or watch me lay in my bed because that's all I do. Another thing, don't change for other people. This not only goes with relationships, but friendships or family members. Don't put yourself down because you think you have to based on how the people around you treat you. Try to change to be nonchalant, as they call it. I can't do that. No matter what I do, I will always be chalant or whatever. I'm so chalant that it actually hurts me emotionally and mentally that it's a bad thing. One of the things I told somebody was, I have a loving heart and it cannot change for you. And I'm sorry, you know, he's probably not going to watch this, but, you know, sorry. I care too much and I can't just sit back and just let something go on and not understand the concept of what it is. A lot of things I sit and wonder about. I think really hard about a lot of things that go on in my life. Maybe a little too hard sometimes, because sometimes I sit there and I'm like, fuck, what do I do? One thing I do want to mention is a lot of people talk about, well, this is what's going on in my relationship, or this is what's going on in my life right now, and a lot of people bring that up, and they're like, I don't know why this is going on, I don't know why this is happening to me, blah, 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 and, okay, I'm trying to give, like, an example. So let's say, okay, I'll just give you my example. I was talking to this guy, same guy, oh my god, and I was sitting in my living room one day talking to my roommate, and she had asked me, like, straight up, if he really loved you, would he be doing this to you? And that is something that I carry with me everywhere. I actually, whenever people tell me about the things that they go through, I ask them that question, and they sit there and they're like, well, damn. I see that look of realization on their face, and it's the same look that I had on my face whenever my roommate asked me that for the first time. And that's what I ask myself every time I get into a situation like that is, if they really cared for me, would they be doing this to me? Not only for relationships, not for guys, not for girls, or whoever you're seeing, but for friendships. If your friends really cared about you, would they be doing that to you? Just asking. It's a good question. I mean, being caring and kind is like a big thing. I feel like it should just be a big thing just in general. Like, caring and being nice to people. Or just being a nice person. Like, holding the door for people, saying thank you, you're welcome, please. Like, bullshit like that. Like, normal, common courtesy. And people don't do that. We actually just talked about this in my psychology class of, like, different emblems that people see. They're like, oh, like, a thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever, bullshit. The one that I had mentioned, which is, like, kind of like a Midwestern thing, which is just, like I said, common courtesy, which falls back into that kindness and being nice category, is whenever I cross the street here on campus and a car stops and they go like this to wave me through, I put my hand up like this that's like, thank you. And they do the same thing. And it's like you're welcome. If random fucking people in a car can do that to you, why can't your friends do that to you? Why can't the person that you're seeing do that to you? Why can't other random people just do that to you? So why sit there and just let it happen? So that's my question is, if they really loved you, would they do that to you? Because no. It's the same thing that people say, if they wanted to, they would. If they really wanted to, they would. And another thing that I have is, it's like a clip from Leo Skeppy, which I know that he's kind of a little controversial. So this was before he was controversial. He had said, like, do not disturb them with your presence. Like, just leave. You don't have to give an explanation of why you want to leave. Just leave. And that's my other thing, is I am I'm one of those people where the first time I ever said this, I actually watched a video about, like, the same thing on TikTok. And it was, like, people who say these things are narcissists. And it was, I try to see the good in people. I said that same thing. And I tripped dick for, like, 45 minutes that I was a narcissist. And I really didn't want to come off as one because I said, I try to see the good in people. That was my explanation for everything. Is I take one little thing and I hold on to it. That was what was so hard of, if they really loved you, would they do this to you? And that's your sign to leave. So I tried to see the good in every situation. I'm like, damn, well, this person did all these things to me, but they care about me in a private setting. They don't care about me in public. They don't care about me any other time unless if it benefits them. That's when it's time to let go. Get your shit, get up, and walk away. A lot of people don't realize that they're like, oh, well, I love this person. I love them so much, blah, blah, blah. Do you? Or are you telling yourself that you do? Because a lot of people say that they love someone, but they don't actually give a fuck about them. And that's what my thing is. If you have that feeling of, I don't know how I feel about a situation, deal with it right then and there. Do not let it go on for weeks upon weeks. Do not let it build and grow and get even worse. Like, if you do not feel right, like, I don't know if I really like this person or not, then fucking tell them. Don't let it sit there. Don't let it, boil over like it's a pot. Don't let your water boil over, because that's dangerous. And now you gotta clean up all this fucking water that's spilled everywhere. So keep in mind, if you're in a relationship or a friendship and you're like, damn, I really don't think this is working out like I think it is, then fucking leave. No one is making you stay. The only person making you stay is yourself. I'm saying all this shit, but I should be saying all this shit to myself, because I do this shit to myself all the time. But I sit thinking, like, replaying situations in my head of, if I said this, this would have been the outcome. Or if I would have said this, maybe they would have reacted differently. And I hope to God that they do the same thing, but I know deep down that they don't. This is embarrassing. So one day I was scrolling on a dating app that I no longer use, because fuck dating apps, they're awful. And I saw someone who I knew, and one of their things was, what was it? It was like, I just want, and then his response was, someone who loves me, or someone who cares about me, or some bullshit. And I saw it, and I'm at work. I start fucking sobbing, because a part of me is like, damn, I feel really bad, because again, I care a lot, and I'm sorry. It's not going to change. No matter how bad you treat me, no matter what, I'm going to care. And so I saw it and was like, fuck. So I started crying, and my manager was like, hey, you doing okay? And I was like, no. Thankfully, he let me go home an hour after that. I get home, and then something else had happened. So I was losing my shit. But then I get back in contact with this person, and we were hanging out one day, and I told him, I said, I can never hate you, no matter what. I can never hate anyone, no matter what. And again, it sounds fucking crazy, but I care, and I see the good in people. But a lot of the times I think, if I would have done something different, how would that situation have changed? Or how would this person have reacted if I would have said this or done this? Or, a lot of the time you have to do what's best for you. And if that means cutting off 45 people that you talk to, that means cutting off 45 people that you talk to. Shit happens. You're a person. You have feelings. You have emotions. God for fucking bid that you care about yourself. God forbid. I remember this in the yearly recap video. I said, you got to put yourself first, or I got to put me first. You got to put yourself first. And it sucks. It really does, because you're thinking, wow, if I do this for myself, it's going to affect these people, which I don't know why the fuck it would affect those people if it's only good for you. And you have to sit there and you're like, well, guess I'm doing this now. But a lot of the times I think I have to do this for myself, and I do it. I say things that I start my conversation by saying, hey, I'm going to say something, and I'm going to sound like an utter bitch when I say it, and then I say whatever I have to say, because gotta say it at some point. No matter what, I don't give a fuck. If I have something on my mind and I'm going to say it, then I'll be like, I'm going to sound like a bitch when I say this, I'll say it, and then I'll fix what I meant to say afterwards and put it the most kindest way I possibly can. I don't care. I don't care. If you're going to tell me something, again, tell me how I would tell you, hey, I'm going to come off as a bitch when I say this, but let me fix myself after I'm done speaking. Okay, that's completely fine. I don't care, as long as you fix your attitude after it's been given. And a lot of the times, a lot of people are like, whoa, you did not have to say that like that. And I'm like, can you let me finish? Like, can you let me say what I'm going to say, and then you can call me a fucking bitch or whatever? There have been a few times where I'm like, I can't even correct what I'm going to say. Like, I'm just going to sound like a raging bitch. I don't care. Again, I got to put me first. 'Cause you do. And shit, if I had somebody come up to me and tell me, hey, Kayce, this decision that I'm about to make will affect the way that I feel for the rest of the day, but I got to do it for myself. Like, okay. I don't care. I'm always the type of person that, like, if you are having, like, a bad day, come to me and talk about it. I'm here to listen. I really am. I hate being that, like, if you ever need somebody to talk to, I'm always here for you. I hope you know that. But I am. No matter what. I know I'm like, put yourself first and do things that are better for you. I don't talk about my emotions, and that's something that you shouldn't do. You should be open about how you feel about certain things, because then you'll lead to breaking down in front of your family doctor about your mental health. And she's like, I think you should go back and see your therapist. And you tell her that you will, and then you don't. Whenever I went to my therapist, I would be like, hey, Jennifer, hey, girl. And then I'd tell her everything that would happen in a month span. And she'd be like, well, how can we change that? Another piece of advice that she gave me was, so, how do I put this? So whenever I'm up in Muncie, I see, like, people, and, like, my ex-boyfriend, for example. I see his car, and I'm like, oh my God, he's here. Like, he's in the building. Holy shit. Like, I'm going to freak out. I'm going to have a mental breakdown. Or I see my thing from last year. I don't know what to call that. But she told me, she's like, just remind yourself, you're in Muncie. You're going to see them at some point. And at one point I did. I actually saw him today, actually. Like, I was walking into a building, and I was like, oh, wait, that's him. Like, I was walking behind him and was like, I think that's him, but it is. Like, just remind yourself, like, if you're afraid to see, like, your ex or something in a public place, just remember, you probably will see them. If you think you're going to, you fucking will. Trust, you will. Like every time I go to North Dining, I'm like, oh, I'm probably going to see so-and-so, and it's not even, like, ex people. It's, like, old friends or, you know, like old people that I used to know. I'm like, oh, I'm probably going to see this person, this person, this person. And then for some fucking reason, I see triple that. So I'm like, okay. But you just got to remind yourself, you're going to see those people. And like I said, don't bottle up your emotions because it's not good for you. A lot of the times I have my male friends tell me I bottle my emotions up because I'm a man and I'm not allowed to talk about it. Oh my God. I fucking hate whenever people say that shit. Because yes, you're a man. You're a big boy and you gotta hide your emotions. Like, who the fuck? I don't know who came up with that bullshit, but that's just a stereotypical man thing that they tell you. You don't have to do that. You don't have to bottle up your emotions just because you're a boy or a man. You don't have to do that. Because God forbid you talk about what's best for you and you make a decision that's good for your mental health. I've told a few of them, I'm like, dude, like, come talk to me. And I even had one, like, called me one day. He's like, hey. I was like, hey, what's up? And he's like, I need to talk. I was like, what's up? You know, he was like, just blah, blah, blah. And he started going off. And then I was like, you know what? I understand. He's like, you know, I'm really glad that I could call you. And I was like, I'm glad that you can call me because I'd rather you talk to me than not talk about it at all. And then he was like, well, how are you doing? And I was like, well, I'm doing shit. But, you know, that's, you know, because 99% of the time, there's nothing, like, actually wrong. I just don't feel, like, in a good mood that day. I just don't feel like it. But I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, damn, today's a really good day. I'm like having a good time. And then just like that, I'm like, damn, this is kind of slow. I don't feel like doing this anymore. Not like living anymore. Let me make that very clear. Like just doing whatever I was doing that day. I'm like, damn, I really just want to go home and lay in my bed. Like I said about talking to your family, breaking down in front of your family doctor, I did that. God love her. She told me something one time and I broke down, and then I told her a bunch of shit. She was like, oh, okay. Well, that's not my specialty, but, and then that's whenever she told me to go back to my therapist. Where the hell was I going with that? I'm gonna be so honest, I don't remember where that was going. I literally just lost it. But I'll find it at some point, and then I'll be like, oh, by the way, but before that doctor's appointment, I was going into town with my dad because he was gonna take me to go get the other vehicle. That way I could take that one and go to the doctor. And he was like talking about what we should do for my birthday. And he was like, well, we could go out to dinner, we could do this, we could do that. And I just started crying. He's like, what's wrong? And I was like, I'm stressed. I don't know. I have no idea. I literally could not tell you what's wrong with me. I don't feel like it. I don't know. And then I ended up, again, breaking down to my doctor and told her literally everything that was going on. And maybe you'll go to therapy, or maybe you'll start a prescription medication, which sometimes you do. But you ever taken a prescription medication that like can increase the risk of killing yourself? Oh, this is what I was gonna say, because I said I don't want to do this anymore. Whenever I broke down in front of my doctor, and then the other, like the nurse that was in there, I was like, I just want to make it very clear that I'm not gonna kill myself. I'm not thinking of killing myself or harming others. Like, that is not at all what's going on. Just so we're not. But like, if you're going through something, unfortunately, I'm that type of person where I have to specify that I'm not going to kill myself. I'm completely fine. I'm just losing my shit. But anyway, just a bunch of shit that builds up from relationships and friendships and family and then work and then school and then everything else that goes on in my life. I lose my mind sometimes, and that's okay. Again, if you don't think something is good for you, do not continue to do it. Whether that be pursuing a relationship with somebody, being in a friendship with somebody, doing drugs or drinking alcohol, or doing something that is bad for your physical well-being, quit fucking doing it. A lot of people I see, they're like, oh, well, I'm just gonna drink I'm just gonna drink to forget. That's not how that fucking works, okay? If we could drink to forget, I'd have to be shit-faced all the time. So, let that be known. But if you are doing something that is harming you physically, we have a problem. And like I said, people say they're gonna drink to forget. That's just not how that works. It's just not. I see a lot of people who get out of a relationship or something, and they're like immediately trying to get into a new relationship or immediately trying to find somebody new to be with. And I'm like, have you ever thought about taking the time to yourself? I know I'm not one to talk because I've done that before and it was not good. I'll admit it right now. It fucking sucked. Trying to get over one person with another person is just not how that's gonna work. So then I stopped doing that and then surrounded myself with people that actually fucking gave a shit about me. So yeah. I don't know, just like kind of just going back to that thing of like, if they really loved you, they would. It's like it's a touchy subject because sometimes you really like somebody and you really care for them and you really want to be with them, but they just don't know what they want, or they don't know how to fucking respond to a text message because God forbid they give you more than one worded fucking answers. And sometimes you just gotta let that person go, because I have been there, done that, where I really like someone and really care about them, and it just doesn't work out. But now you see them and they're constantly hurting themselves by putting themselves in relationships that want nothing to fucking do with them. And then you sit back and realize, could have been us, but you was playing. There was another guy, actually, that I really cared for and that I really liked, from my hometown. And it just was a shit show. I don't know if it was in my blood to just catch these guys who wanted absolutely nothing to fucking do with me, or like what. It sucks saying that out loud, but sometimes you gotta say that. Or like they would show interest, but then I would not give them what they wanted, and then they would leave. So yeah. But, sometimes it's a trial and error. But one day you'll find the person that's like, damn, I really want to be with you. Damn, I really want to be with you too. We gonna keep playing eye tag, or you gonna holla at your boy? But sometimes you just gotta live and learn. It's like free Netflix until you finally just fucking pay for it. Like I had mentioned earlier, I have been on a few dating apps. I have met some pretty cool people, some pretty nice people, and I have tried to go out with some of those people. One guy I actually was interested in, and we were supposed to hang out, and he was like, hey, like, I'm sorry, like, I'm going home this weekend, but whatever. And I opened his text message, and I read it, and it's not that I was upset with him or I didn't respond or I didn't want to respond. It's that I, for some reason, just swiped out of it and started continuing to text my other friend. He unadded me, so shawty, come home. Please come. He was actually a really nice guy. Another guy I met, he was really nice. We hung out like once or twice, but that was about it. Sometimes it's really scary. Tinder is terrifying. I've only been on it like once or twice, so it's not for the weak. Because it's a lot of guys that are like, we should hook up. I want you to sit on my face. And then you're like, what the fuck do I respond to that with? What the hell do I say? You're like, what? There was one guy that was like, one guy, he was like, "You're so pretty." And I was like, "Oh, thanks." And we started like texting back and forth on Snapchat. And then he was like, "If you let me put it in your ass, I'll buy you a 24-pack of Dr. Pepper." And I said, "What?" Because on my Tinder, it said that I love Dr. Pepper. And I was like, "What?" I blocked that guy. And then I was like, you know what? Tinder's just not for me anymore. And I deleted it. Just not. And I haven't been on a dating app since because I just don't fuck with them. They're scary and they're gross. And those men are weird and they're disgusting. Sometimes you're a really nice guy. Sometimes you see people that you know in public on Tinder and you're like, damn, it's my campus fine shite, but I can't say anything about it. And then you just have to keep going with your day. So guys, that was all I had to talk about today. Kind of got a little aggressive there at one point and a little kind of all over the place, but it all wraps back into one. Trust. But if you guys did enjoy today's episode, please make sure to leave a like and a comment down below. And let me know how your Valentine's Day goes, because mine's gonna go just fucking perfect. So, but yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
College Life Unscripted is a production of Jack Ringenberg Media. This episode was produced and edited by me, Jack Ringenberg. The episode was also produced by Kayce May. For more Jack Ringenberg Media content, visit us online at jackringenberg.com.
Don't do coke. Like, I think I've told 4 people on Yik Yak that they should just start doing coke. Just fuck it. Why not?